Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh my god. Before I start, I just want to say this video is a very, very great, big word for great, thank you, special thank you to Walter. If you don't know who he is, he's the webtoon creator of Ghost Bats, and he does webtoon critiques and reviews, and he did one for my comic Bad Prince Charming, so let's have a look at my reaction.
Hey guys, it's me, Pass Me the Adobo, aka Adobo, and I'm really excited today because if you're familiar with this person, his name is Walter Ostlie. I'm sorry I butchered his name, but he does really cool help videos about making webtoons, and sometimes he does webtoon critiques. Title of the video is none other than a webtoon critique and review for my comic Bad Prince Charming, and I'm so excited. I did watch just a little bit, and then my friends were like, hey, let's do a react video, because why not? I'm here with my friends, Kuhmee.
Hi, I'm the creator of Open Your Eyes Under Reality.
And I'm also here with Skylar, aka Jazzicalnes.
Hi. I'm the creator of Operation Hero.
Both are lovely beings to be here and accompany me, and I'm so excited, so no more talking.
Today we're going to take a fun look at a webtoon and then stretch it across the racks of review. Hey, Walter here, doing what I can to make webtoons and comics easier because it shouldn't be overwhelming or daunting to tell your story. Today I'm going to take a look at one of my Patreon patrons' webtoon. Let's get started with Bad Prince Charming by Pass Me the Adobo.
That's so cool.
I'm so excited.
Start with the summary. It reads, and sorry, I am gonna screw up the Spanish, but it reads, Amora goes from cinder sweeping to dancing with the prince at the masquerade ball. But when the clock strikes midnight, she refuses to leave the ball with 1 foot descalza. Prince Marcellus Stone chases after her only to meet with the bottom of her chancla like an idiot at the bottom of the steps.
Yes, Walter.
Gotta say that I love this concept. If you think about it, a dude who met a lady for a single night is turning over his entire kingdom with his army just to find her. Is that romantic or is it insane? Anyways, moving
So
along.
true.
The summary does a wonderful job of compressing the story. It is a little bit jumbled, and I think it's missing some of the magic that's in the actual story itself. The story is kind of at least a take on the Cinderella story. Pass Me the Adobo does something really smart and starts with a flash forward, which is a technique of starting a story at a point in the future instead of starting it in the present. You may want to put earlier that morning at the start of episode 2, so all readers understand that we have indeed gone backwards in time. Called it flash forward. It shows the reader how the story is going to be different from Cinderella. For the rest of the setup, the story doesn't waste much time with all the normal Cinderella stuff, but gives us enough info to understand Amora's situation. I also like that the fairy godmother has a unique personality that isn't all fa la la, stardust, and honeysuckle. All the characters kind of have their own thing going on that is different from the traditional Cinderella story. Let's talk about the pacing. I think the pacing is pretty solid. There are a few moments where the story seems to jump forward in time just a little too much. An example is this scene where Amora is finishing up her chores and helping her sisters, because if she can finish and get herself ready, she is allowed to go to the ball as well. We go from this panel where I'm guessing she's finished working to this next panel of her walking down the stairs in this beautiful gown. If you have a little bit more space between these two panels, that time difference is going to make sense. One final thing you could add to kind of help the series of events happening is by adding a third middle panel. A simple determined close-up of Amora.
I love that so much.
I'm going to that ball.
I gotta add that. I will add that. Great idea.
How do you feel so far?
I feel so warm and fuzzy inside, but okay, I'm really excited because I think this is where we're starting to enter new territory, because I think this is where we stopped before. So, oh my god, and the advice is definitely very helpful, because I struggle with that starting out. And I'm going to keep that in mind when I fix the episodes or redo them. So thank you so much, Walter, so far. Yay!
helps clarify a more strong personality, and will also help the reader along to that third panel. Keep that beat. You want to add a third thing for Amora to do. Maybe something for the stepmother to say. Amora, help me with my wig, which would also help the sudden transformation of the stepmom from brunette to blonde.
Okay.
I was able to figure out that the stepmom put on a wig, but I have to admit, when I first saw the blonde, I was like, who's this? I put two and two together. I want to think about your story like a tall building. Your reader is hanging off the side of the building, and you're the only one keeping them from falling. If you stop thinking about holding on to them, keeping them in your story, splat, they fall right out of your story. Luckily, you can resurrect them, pull them back in the story. I probably could have come up with a less violent metaphor. Yeah, anyways, let's talk about...
He has my full attention with that metaphor, so thank you. I have the power!
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Long live the king!
You've done a great job with the characters. The stepmom and the sister are horrible people who I hate. The fairy grandmother acts as a nice comedic relief from the rest of the main storyline, and I feel like they're also a little suspect, which creates a nice secondary plot line that I'm really enjoying. The dialogue is pretty solid. There are a few times where it does get a little over-explaining. In this scene, Amora says, "They're all staring, they keep watching me, I need to leave right now." She says the same things twice, staring and watching. If you do really want to accentuate Amora's feelings, you would want to break that dialogue into 4 distinct parts, 4 panels maybe. They're all staring. Ooh. They keep watching me. I need to leave. I need to leave now. The story itself is really engaging. Not only am I interested to see how Amora will handle the Cinderella situation when she's very much a different personality, but I'm also curious why the fairy godmother seems to be so invested. On top of that, I'm wondering if the prince has any redeeming qualities or if he's just a total skeeve. That's the story. Your character acting and expressions and your poses are really solid. There is a lot of energy behind all of your actions and reactions. It was never really... Went back and reread the story. I totally forgot that Amora lived in this giant rich person's house. If you were to do a larger, further out establishing shot, we could quickly see who was in the room. More panels with backgrounds would also help with camera movement. There are a few panels, mostly in the older episodes, where the angles and the character heights start getting a little confusing. Here she feels like the stepmom is an overbearing giant in this panel. But this panel, we see that she's actually much shorter than Amora.
She's a really good, like, there's some things that he's saying and I'm like, oh my God, yeah. Like, it's telling me like, okay, I know for some things I'm like, I'm doing a good job. Cause that means if he's asking this question or if he's thinking this way, that's good. And then when he brings that up, I was thinking, yeah, I'm not entirely happy with that episode and how I portrayed the stepmother, but I definitely wanted it to be like the stepmother is like this giant to Amora, but then when you see the next panel, the stepmother is actually quite short and Amora's taller, but even so, even in Amora's position, she's very hunched, so she's still afraid of her stepmother, even though she's taller, but I definitely see his point.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely take that into consideration. I really like the sketch that he put of like all of them in the room. Because And when he was bringing up the backgrounds, I was like, yeah, I know what he's going to say. And I was like, understandable. I'm just being lazy. He's right. I was like, the house did look a little dingy. No, well, not dingy. Yeah, dingy. Oh, no. But I mean, like in the outside, it's like fancy schmancy, and then in the inside, it's like I don't see much. So he's right. I could add like a painting or two. Like I want them to be seen like they do have a fancy house. It's probably not the best well kept since she's doing all the work by herself, and it's very tedious. But he's definitely right. I got to make sure that their status, at least a more step-family status, is clear.
Yeah.
Got it.
So helpful to watch, even like for me.
Yes, I love watching his a critique video, so that's why when he was like, hey, have them open, I was like, shwoop. If you have money to spend, because I don't have much money to spend, but I have a few savings, and I knew that this investment or this little thing to pledge to his patron would totally be worth it. So if you do consider this, please, but do it. Actually, do the thing. What I'm trying to say is become a patron for him, and he'll give you good results, because it's clear that he has good insight, because he himself is a webtoon creator and he actually pays attention to quite a lot of details. And I really love getting this second perspective from not just a reader point, but also a creator point. So yeah.
Overall, I would say your lettering is pretty solid. You are using transparent balloons, which I'm not a fan of because I think they're harder to read. However, yours are mostly opaque, so it's a nice...
I knew he was going to bring that up, and that's why, like, my latest episode, I remembered that last minute before I posted. I was like, damn, let me go fix that real quick. Even though I probably knew he wasn't going to critique it, but I was just like, what would Walter do with these text bubbles? And I was like, I gotta fix it.
You know me, I like simple, clean, traditional lettering, so I'll always make an argument for it. Your lettering gets a little close to the edge of the balloon.
Yeah,
which
bothers
I don't
me.
usually care about, but it is such a simple fix to make it look a little bit more professional. I wonder if you're using Krita to letter, because Krita defaults to this larger line spacing.
Yeah, I considered using Krita, but then I got Procreate, and then Walter Ostlie had his videos about how to use Procreate.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry. My father decided to come in my room.
Say, hey, let me join the party.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, thank you. Okay, bye. No, you can't. Oh yeah. I don't use Krita. I actually use everything on Procreate, and the default of the font that I use, which is Jackson Armstrong. What do you say? Like the spacing thingy? I don't move that. He's right. It does get annoying when I'm making text bubbles. When I started a comic, I was more concerned about like the text not getting in front of the art, but like, the text is the main thing. It's how readers know what the heck is going on in the story. So, it's okay to put it over the art. But also I need to do better with like bubbles and keeping them from the text and the bubbles from being so tight, as he said. Oh my god, it's almost over.
Last thing I want to talk about is your lettering shape. Aiming for a diamond shape with your dialogue will make it fit into the balloons a little bit better, and that makes your balloons a little bit smaller, which means it's going to cover less artwork.
My god, I understand now. You guys don't know how excited I am, because I don't know how the diamond shape makes so much more sense. I used to be like, how do people know how to make the text line up well in a way that people can read it good, but it's also like pleasant to view? Yeah. I struggle with that so much. That's why in my early work, and probably even in some of my newer episodes, it's obvious that I'm just like, what am I doing? I will keep in mind this diamond shape from now on. That should totally help me.
Okay, that's Bad Prince Charming by Pass Me the Adobo, which thanks a lot. Now I'm hungry for adobo, and it's like 9 in the morning. If you're hungry for adobo...
Everybody keeps thinking I'm Filipino because of my username. I'm not Filipino. I'm actually Hispanic. So the adobo that I'm referring to is the Goya food seasoning adobo. But both adobo is cool. But you know what? It's okay. I'm so happy. He was even able to say my username well. I wanted to gush about that. I was like, thank you. So
yeah. They will have to try the Filipino one.
I'll have adobo with adobo.
Holy crap.
Mind blown. Gordon Ramsay is probably just shaking his head and fists at me right now.
Hit that like button. Don't know what adobo is?
Me? Okay.
That's actually
great.
I was called out.
Be sure to check out this comic. The link is in the description below.
And my face is so red. The whole time my hands are just covering my face. Okay, let's actually finish it.
You get a lot from these videos, so go out to the comic, give them a 10-star review, leave a comment, give them a heart, thank them for sacrificing their comic to the chopping block.
It's an honor to be on the chopping block.
Check out my Patreon page. Not only can you get a critique, but you can also get access to my monthly vlogs, unpolished, but it may be helpful. Catch you in the next video. Peace.
Thank you so much, Walter. I don't know if you're watching this, but thank you so much for taking the time to do this. You didn't, I guess you did because I pledged to your Patreon. Patreon.
But
thank you.
Persephone. Persephone.
it's an inside joke, but it's Persephone. It's not Persephone. I don't care what anybody says.
How does it
Oh,
feel to be wrong?
no, I'm right. You're wrong.
How dare you?
I'm right in the wrong.
Oh god.
Wow, I learned so much. I knew I was gonna get at least like something, a golden nugget from this video, which I was greatly anticipating, and I was totally happy to see that not only was I right, but I got more. And I'm so wow. I was really nervous to submit it because I thought, oh, my art might be hindering. He was very sweet and very, very positive about it. So I'm very, very glad I didn't let that hold me back. So even if you guys feel like, not submitting to his Patreon for this reason, it's don't let that hold you back, because he's not going to just come at you like your art's terrible. No, he actually, as you can see, gives you very good advice. And I really recommend you guys to check out his YouTube channel, because he's giving you all this free content, and it's not just because he's saying things out of experience, but also because he is a webtoon creator, the creator of Ghost Bats and another comic. Oh, I read the other comic, but I'm so excited. I can't even remember the name. I'll probably put it on the screen, but I'm not crying. You're crying.
Finally,
Oh,
sub to the Pass Me the Adobo.
no. Oh. Thank you.
What are you doing? Go sub.
Thank you so much for 100 subs. And check out Skylar and Kuhmee's comics and their channels as well. I'll link them down below. Thank you for watching, and please be sure to go check out Walter.
Are we saying bye?
Oh my god, yeah, I'm sorry, I keep hiding my face into my hands right now. Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.